"Sir, I don't understand what you want me to do." That was a lie. I knew full well what the man in the suit across the table from me wanted. Not that I'd give him the pleasure of admitting it. I was going to sit here as long as possible and play dumb. The men who'd yanked me out of my tent and taken me had already deleted all of my electronic backups. Mr. White, as he called himself, made a show of deleting every file I had saved in my cloud storage. He even went as far as wiping every fake email address clean of data. It was as though I had never written a single word. I was beyond pissed. Pissed was in the rearview mirror, and I'd skated into thermonuclear. All the information I'd gathered on Al-Harazi was gone. With a few keystrokes, Mr. White and his men had rendered me dead in the water. My only hope was some of my work would be saved on the Daily Sun's servers. If not, I was screwed.
"I think you understand perfectly well, Ms. Porter. We are politely asking you not to run a story in the name of national security,"
the man repeated. "Mr. White, you keep saying that. However, what you're failing to explain is how a humanitarian peace on the village will somehow be a matter of national security. Since when is clean drinking water a threat to the nation?" I asked. I had been careful in the information I kept on my computer and what I spoke about over the phone to my editor. There was no way this man could know the real reason I was in Yemen. Everything had been kept off the record, unless...
"Are you really going to insult my intelligence? We both know you're here for information on the Liberty Revolution."
Well, shit. Who? I asked, praying that all my years of playing dumb to look as non-threatening as possible would pay off. Mr. White tilted his head and stared at me as if I wasn't innocent at all. I was merely stupid to try and lie to him. I wasn't stupid. I knew a company man when I saw one. The CIA had sent in a team to neutralize me and scrub my records. The real question here was, how did the CIA get involved? My mission objective was off the books. Only one person was supposed to know I was here. "Tell me, Mr. White, how exactly did you come about my location?" I asked, tiring of the game. The funny thing about covert ops is we both had an idea who the other person worked for, but neither of us would confirm it. Instead, we both sat staring at one another in some sort of standoff. I knew it was a matter of time before my backup arrived. It was a waiting game. None of the Mr. Whites or Mr. Blues in the room would kill me, or they would have done it already. They didn't have the kill order. They only wanted my intel. None of it was on any computer they had found. Now, Mr. White was on a fact-finding mission to see how much I knew. I knew a whole hell of a lot, none of which I would tell him.